Welcome to lesson 4 and the final lesson of this introduction section. And in this section, we are going to take a quick tour of this system. And we're going to start off with enrolling. Now, if you're currently in our learning management system, you've already enrolled. So you're already taken care of. You can go ahead on to the next lesson. If you're watching on YouTube and you'd like to enroll in this course to access the features, go to brewersanonymous.org, then go to resources and click BJCP Training, and that'll lead you to our LMS system. So that is exactly the point I'm at now in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and click enroll now, and we'll say I don't have an account, so I'm going to register, and I'm just going to fill out this information. I'll put in met, anonymous, username. I'll put in N anonymous. I guess that's mononymous. And then for my email, I do have a test email set up, brewersanonymous.org. And I'm going to make up a password. And I'm going to register. And that's it. And now the enroll button has changed to start learning. Now, again, before we move on, I do want to point out, if you do need to enroll, we do suggest putting in a valid email address. We don't have anything to sell or spam you with, but it is the address that we're going to use to keep you up to date on new releases to this, updates to the videos, news about BJCP testing locations, which is very important, as well as announcing where any in-person sessions are going to be held. So if you do need to go through that enrollment process and you want to be updated on everything, be sure to use a valid current email address. All right, so let's take a look at the course itself and how we get around in the different parts of it here. So clicking the Start Learning sends you into the course itself. Now, yours will probably look radically different at this point. There should be some more sections. We are in the process of building this. This placeholder video will not be there. It'll be the actual lesson video, but the navigation is still going to be exactly the same. I was going to say similar, but it's actually exactly the same. If you need to jump to a section for a review, it's really easy. Click on it. It's going to drop down the information in that section and help you find exactly what you're looking for. You can also tighten things up if you don't like a cluttered screen. We have your typical video navigation here, play and pause, all the same button. You can scrub to what you're looking for if you need to, volume control. You can hit the full screen, of course. These videos, for the most part, should self-advance to the next lesson, but if they don't, you can always launch them directly from any of these. In fact, if we want to go to the next one, it's going to be the same placeholder video, but you can see the title has changed. Or you can go to the bottom and go to next or previous as well. I think the only basic thing left here is that if you don't know the exact title of the information you're looking for, but you have an idea of what the information is about, each lesson is going to have a short description at the bottom to help you narrow that down too. You just need to launch that particular lesson to read the details that's provided with each of those. So from time to time, we will have some file downloads, and I'll show you where to get those. It's really easy. Right here under the video will be exercise files. If you click on that, if there's anything available, it'll be right there. In fact, here it is to download. I'm going to go ahead and grab a copy of that. Got it already. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, I will do my best to provide the links to things when we have information to download, but it's really just going to be easier to access everything in one place in this learning management system. You may notice that the icons are different on some of the lessons, and I did blow up those icons on the screen now to get a better idea of what each one is. The first one, which looks like a YouTube play button, is a icon for a video. If there's just this document looking icon, well, it's just document. It could either be a document or just information to read. There may not be a download, but it means that there's only text in that particular lesson. This last one indicates that it's a quiz. We haven't looked at that yet, but we might as well check it out right now. First quiz we have so far is under Section 1, down here, the BJCP function and history. So let's go ahead and launch that just to take a look at it. This first page gives you a rundown of everything in this, basically, with a description. Starts with a description, I should say. How many questions? It says quiz time minutes. I know for a fact this is 3 minutes. That's an interesting glitch. I'll see if I can't get that fixed before this is actually launched. But if not, I might have to make a notation up here in each one just so you have an idea. Total attempts right now, that's set for 10 attempts. We can increase that if it's something you want to keep reviewing. I think in this particular quiz, that's not something you're going to do 10 times. And passing grade, it's always going to be 64%. This is based on the BJCP Online Entrance Exam. When we start getting further into the quizzes in this course, we're going to make the time limit adjust to match their time limit depending on the amount of questions we have. We'll get more into that in another section soon. But we'll always make the passing grade 64%. We kind of want to mimic the real life experience you're going to have as best we can. And then when you're ready to start the quiz, these aren't mandatory to move on to the next lessons, but they are suggested, of course. You can hit start quiz. And it's fairly straightforward, fairly simple. No matter what the question is, you're going to put in whatever your answer is. Obviously, this is obviously a true or false demonstration. That's what I wanted to get to. These are multi answers, not just multiple choice, but multiple answers. So you can click on more than one of these and submit that as your answer. And there are multiple choices. I'm going to try to get, there we go. There are multiple choices. This will only let you click one answer. So I'm not going to submit that. I am going to jump into another lesson here so you don't see my answers. I wasn't even really paying attention to what they were anyway, so they're not going to help you. I want you to take that exam, that quiz on your own when the time comes. And then finally, we have a few other little navigation tips to share. If you're a completist like me and need to see all of the progress indicated as done or marked in one way or another, but you don't want to watch the lesson, you can mark it as complete. As you might have seen, I did that pretty quick. It marked it as a green check mark as done. One thing that was a little tricky for me, I thought getting back to the course homepage, if you need to post a question or look at an announcement, I thought it was this arrow. It's not this arrow. This arrow actually collapses the menu, as I just demonstrated. And you can open it up again. It's this X. It's very strange. I have not found a way to change it, so unfortunately this is a way to do it. But if you want to get back to the course homepage, you click on that X and it takes you right back there, and you can get to the Q&A or announcements if you need to. That's really it. Pretty simple system. If you've done any kind of online courses before, or really in the past few years it's blown up. Udemy is one that stands out to me. There's also, I think, Pluralsight and a couple other ones that they all share pretty much the same type of layout and workflow. So you're probably already used to this. And if not, you'll get used to it really quick, I think. So that's it. That is it for this lesson. And that is it for this introduction session. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the start of section 1.